Invading the internet, covering Web 2.0, coast to coast, worldwide, and everywhere in between. This is where you put the social in social media. We are Social Blade.
Hello and welcome to episode number 55 of the Social Blade Show. This is planning to be an extra special edition of the Social Blade Show because we have some extra special people here, namely our hosts, as well as a guest or two, perhaps. I am one of those hosts. I am J.D. Rucker.
I'm Aaron Ryan.
I'm Jason Ergo.
And I'm Jeff Kreider.
And we are joined today by a superstar, a social media giant, who basically, long story short, is pretty darn funny. We've already established that just in the first hour that we were able to engage together. Peter Coffin, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you, J.D. Rucker?
My goodness at this point is so overwhelming. I can't even. I mean, I'm in tears just thinking about how wonderful today is. I
think you're being sarcastic.
I'm not. I am. I was.
I almost believed you when you said you weren't.
You know, I was trying not to be. I mean, not trying to be sarcastic about it. Yeah, this is going to be a good day because it's going to be a good show. We're prepared to rock the world. We are also joined by other people, I believe, or is that incorrect?
No, we still have them on the line here, actually, as well.
We have some special guests in the form of Louis Vernon and Amy Bauer. Say hi, guys.
Hi. Hello.
They're our peanut gallery for tonight.
We transposed them.
Chirp, 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 chirp.
Yeah.
They will be
monkeys
tweeting
chirp?
away.
Yes.
Monkeys. Oh,
Dig monkeys.
Let's
Peanuts?
not.
Oh, wait, no, elephants eat peanuts, whatever.
Elephants do eat peanuts. You know who else eats peanuts? Our sponsor. Our sponsor eats peanuts. Our sponsor for tonight's show is lightspeednow.com. That is lightspeednow.com. And no, they do not sell peanuts. But we assume that unless there's an allergy involved, that the owner of Lightspeed Now probably at some point in his life has eaten peanuts. How is everyone doing tonight? I'm doing spectacular, so I'm going to stop right there.
And that would be the first time so far today.
Yeah, I can't stop. I got to keep going. No, Jeff, how are you doing? I'm sorry that I didn't introduce you earlier. Jeff Kreider, you are phenomenal. You're phenomenal. It's one of those things where you don't introduce Bill Gates. People know who he is. You don't introduce Barack Obama. They know who he is, and you don't introduce Jeff Kreider because everybody knows who he is.
Apparently, that in the chat room, people were asking. So
Who's that guy with that hat?
Who's the guy with the hat?
I was like, don't you know? So how are you doing though?
Pretty good. Just decided to shave and do a little haircut, my own haircut, and didn't like it, so that's why I'm wearing the ball cap.
Excellent.
You rogue.
None of that was interesting. Hey, Aaron, how are you doing tonight? How do you feel?
I'm still sore.
Okay, so we're not going to talk to Aaron very much because she is going to bring us down.
Don't want to be a downer. Let's move on.
Do we have any stories about
You're not going to ask how I am?
No, we will. I was continuing on with the Aaron jokes, but I guess we'll stop because she really is down. For those who don't know, Aaron had an accident. She was going after a seal in Canada, and a polar bear attacked her. Luckily, she did fend off the polar bear with a shovel. She clubbed the polar bear with a shovel, and the seals got away. But at least she has the polar bear. But she hurt her shoulder carrying the polar bear home. And that's the story we're going to stick to. Ergo, how are you doing tonight?
I was going to say I'm doing fairly well, but I'm feeling a little lost right now with this new site that relaunched itself.
This site being Digg.com. Yes, there seems to be a lot of loss and confusion going on right now. If you were to visit Digg.com currently at 7:36 p.m. on Pacific time, on the west coast of the United States of America, you will see that there are a couple stories on there that point to the new version of Digg.com launching tomorrow. Now, granted, it launched yesterday, but at least they were able to promote those stories just a couple of days behind schedule. New Digg has launched. It is live. It has been getting, I can say it's gotten mixed reviews. Many users have said bad things about it. They've tweeted it at Digg. They tweeted to Kevin Rose. The comments have been pretty funny. I don't think you can find a front page story with at least one or two people who have the ominous account closed tab or words written in their comments. It's actually somewhat humorous, but actually also very sad at the same time. Long story short, we're not going to go too deep into it, other than saying that the new Digg has removed the submission submitters process. In other words, many submissions from many prominent sites are no longer submittable by regular users, the actual community of Digg. That community has been replaced by publishers such as TechCrunch, such as New York Times, such as Gladiator, that's an inside joke. You don't have to even attempt to laugh at that. It wasn't meant to be funny. So these changes have been exceptionally well received by many of the major publishers. Pete Cashmore from Mashable wrote a very nice piece in CNN about it. CNN and Mashable happen to have some of the biggest accounts on the new current Digg version 4.0. It's getting rave reviews from Kevin Rose himself. Somebody had tweeted a nice negative comment towards him about how things are going to go down, and he said, "Thank you very much, but we did see a 20% increase in traffic yesterday." So it kind of felt like one of those, he stuck his tongue out of them, 20% increase, whatever. I'm at a loss for words. I'm almost in tears thinking about how the new Digg has taken away so much. If you were a commenter, if you were an old user in the past, if you've used Digg over the months, years, since 2004 when it was launched, then any of your activities prior to yesterday are gone. They're dead. You might have done hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of comments, gone, deleted. You may have submitted stories, put stories on the front page, driven millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of eyeballs through those particular stories. Gone, dead, no evidence, no proof other than socialblade.com, where you can always see the currently nostalgic Digg top users section.
Yeah, JD, we had a great comment from our chat room here that pretty much nails it. People had always complained about power users on Digg, and XDVX says that they got rid of the power users and they put the power into the popular publishers.
Yes,
so
the popular publishers, mainstream media. Digg, which used to be at one point a place where obscure and high quality but low volume websites would be able to expose their content to the world, that's no longer the case. At least we assume that it won't be the case here in the near future. As of today, some weird sites are hitting the front page. I look at the top right now, and ericharshbarger.org has a Millhouse Lego picture that's currently on the front page. It's brilliant. I love it. I'm not going to say anything negative about it because it actually is pretty darn good. So that's a really good Millhouse. I kind of like it. They did a great job. Point is that yes, while we haven't seen the effects as of yet, in the future and in the near future, once this transition period is over and it's normalized to where only submissions from the new Digg are able to hit the front page, at that point we should see one of two things, in our opinion, in my opinion at least, hitting. Either these major publishers who have 10, 20, 30, 40,000 people following their stories, a la Twitter style, or, and these stories are auto-fed via RSS feeds directly onto the site, not curated, just Mashable has a Mashable feed that gets sent out to those 30,000 people following it. They could, of course, just go to Mashable.com, which would be easier, but Digg's hope is that they'll go to Digg.com to find the Mashable stories rather than going to Mashable.com, but that's a whole other issue. The other aspect of it will be the spam aspect. In my opinion, spam will be, and when I say spam, I'm not saying like we're going to see a bunch of Forex and porn, but we will see stories that are promoted based upon not necessarily their merits, but based upon people who are strong enough and patient enough to start IMing stories to hit the front page. But we will see along those lines. I am done making a comment about that. I'm going to turn it over to all of you.
Well, another thing that a lot of people are really upset about is the fact that Digg has taken the gaming aspect out of the experience. But have no fear, according to Seth Priebatsch, in one of his TED Talks that you can find at TED.com, I believe it's still on the front page, he talks about how the game layer is the next step to social evolution, and how right now we are in the social decade, and the next decade we will be in the gaming decade. And what he means by that is the way we motivate each other and the way we motivate consumers is going to be through a gaming aspect, such as one of the main reasons why I use Foursquare.
Sorry.
One of the main reasons why I use
That was awesome.
Foursquare, yeah, is
And
the,
rude.
thanks for the intro. Is the achievement aspect of it, the getting of badges, and that's what drives me to use it. One of the things why people use Farmville. Why do you know?
Yeah, but I hate that.
Yeah, I know. I hate
Farmville.
people.
And
But,
similar games too.
But if you look at things such as Microsoft and the way they've kind of sculpted their online play, where you get achievements, whereas I had beaten a game, I might go back and play it several more times just to get those achievements. Well, Seth believes that this is the way consumers will be driven, where you will have a consumer and you will say, if you are a fan of ours on Facebook, if you are a follower of ours on Twitter, etc., you will gain experience points or achievement points. You will get badges, and through those badges, you will continue to continue your brand loyalty, and they will capture consumers more throughout that. And it also goes on to the later part of the episode. It talks more about how driving children. What if in school we didn't give them A, B's, or C's, but we gave them experience points? How would that motivate them in the future? So I thought it was a really interesting video. Definitely take a look at it. It'll definitely make you think about where we were going in terms of the social aspect. But it does bring up some points. When you reward people for things, such as I remember when I was in grade school, we used to get stickers. If you got a good grade on homework, you got a sticker. Well, if they weren't giving out stickers, there was no motivation to do anything. You became so dependent on getting that that prize, that reward, that when that reward wasn't there, you weren't motivated to do it. So I think it opens up definitely a kind of a Pandora's box into how our minds will operate in the future.
Oh, absolutely.
Is there unobtainium involved?
You really, the sticker motivated you?
Well, I use that in
Well, it would when you're in grade school.
Yeah, I'm talking about like third, fourth grade, because you want to take that sticker and
Yeah.
go back and show mommy and have it put up on the refrigerator.
Exactly.
That's how I graduated high school, actually. They were very, very, very encouraging by the sticker system.
Yeah,
I thank them.
personally- That's how I ended up here, because I never got a sticker. So
But I mean, do you guys see with Google nabbing up these gaming companies and how social gaming has really been on the rise lately, and achievements through Foursquare, you get achievements through getting in certain locations and doing certain things. I mean, do you guys feel that this is actually the next step in where we are headed in terms of social?
No, not at all. I am annoyed vastly by all of that stuff. So
therefore, it will not be.
yeah.
Yeah, but why not?
Like everybody I talk to is, well, for one thing, you get nothing but just tons and tons and tons of notifications from all of your friends about what they've done on this awful game that has almost no point, and you just sit there and water crops, and that's it.
See the difference.
Well, I mean,
Facebook purity.
take away
Install it.
Farmville for a second. But I mean, do you see this as a way of brands connecting with consumers?
Yes.
No, there's no information. There has to be information. They have to be learning something. You have to be inputting new information in the brain. Unless they step up their game, I have not seen one of these games that actually educates as to what a company does in some way that isn't sort of like intrusive and annoying.
I agree. I was just going to say, as of today, there are not. I don't know if this is the same video, because I'd actually watched a video on not TED but on Fora.tv the other day, and it was about basically advert gaming, and one of the concepts was that you get points for certain aspects that you utilize, certain activities that you do during the day. As an example, you have a toothbrush, and your toothbrush is connected via Wi-Fi, which is very cheap and easy. And every time that it has sensors in the bristles. And keep in mind, don't forget, we're talking about the future, not necessarily tomorrow. But we're talking about 2012, 2013, if assuming the Mayan calendar is wrong, that you'll be able to brush your teeth. And when you brush your teeth, you get certain points. Every time you brush your teeth, you get certain points. And when you these points can be utilized to be redeemed at a grocery store, for example, where you can buy more toothpaste or more toothbrush, and you're getting these points from Colgate, for example. They're using it as a way to not just get people like kids involved, but also teens, parents, grandparents, everyone involved. There's an incentive there, not necessarily informational, but at least a way to tie in this fun aspect, this acquiring.
But just having teeth without holes in them.
In one sense, I mean, this is nothing new. You've always been able to collect things
but it's
from
the
cereal
engagement.
boxes
I know what
or
you're saying,
whatever,
like
and
the
send
loyalty
away.
things.
Yeah, send away for a toy or something.
Yeah, but this is basically engagement.
I would weep.
But the thing is, it's like there's a such thing as over engagement too. I mean,
Thank you.
It's like,
Amy.
how many of these programs can you be involved in? And
Exactly.
Yes.
And like, how many usernames do you have to remember? And you have to like sign up for every single one of these. I mean, it gets to a point where I don't mind, doing it at the supermarket so I get a free turkey at Thanksgiving or something like that. But that's on everything that I buy there. But I don't want a separate little game for every freaking brand I do. It's just like,
amen.
It's
if
just
I
too
told
much.
you, don't forget, this isn't a question of whether or not you can see this happen, or whether or not you can envision yourself doing it yourself. It's a question of whether or not you think it's prominent. Had I asked you, Amy, if I said, Amy, and let's go back to 2005. I said, Amy, here, do you think that I would be successful? I'm thinking about launching a site where in 140 characters or less, people will be able to tell me every time they're taking a poop.
See, that's fun though.
No.
If you're brushing your teeth and getting points for it to be able to get more toothpaste, that's not fun. It's
but at the same time, if someone told you you'd have the opportunity to write 140 characters, but you'd also be able to engage with brands, that are around the globe, why would I want to engage with Boeing? Why would I want to engage with so and so? But that is the reality now.
It goes back to what I said a second ago, though. It's new information. People love new information. People don't necessarily love new toothpaste.
Well, but they will do.
No, but they love doing new ways of doing things. And I mean, we had a guest on here, Jason Sadler from I Wear Your Shirt, and he's utilized an application on Facebook and built it so he promotes T-shirts, and he gets his fan base, because they're dedicated and loyal to him, to do certain things within what's called a shirt squad. I'm not a part of it, but I'm very well aware of it. And they do certain things, they gain points, and then, they're on different teams, so they get to work together, network together, get to know each other, and then at the end of it, I guess they apparently win some kind of, I don't know, techie thing or something.
Well, it's solidarity.
Sorry?
It's solidarity. It's people creating a group and being part of something.
Well,
but
I mean, when it comes to brands, we all have certain things that we favor. If we were to discuss Pepsi or Coke, we'd have people go into groups right now and talk about that. So if Pepsi comes out with something, whoever is their fan base could, utilize some type of social gaming if Pepsi decided to come up with that throughout their social network, and that could work in their favor.
Let me ask a quick question here. Does everybody brush their teeth?
Yes. I like to have not cavity-ridden teeth.
Exactly.
I enjoy it.
Now, if you
I
had
don't
the
need
ability
to get me to brush my teeth. That's the thing that,
but you might not. But the upcoming generation,
even
more. Let them have hold-up teeth. Whatever. I don't care.
What I'm saying is,
let them make a bed and lay in it. Just let it happen.
It's not like they're asking, but keep in mind, it's not like they're asking people to do something out of the ordinary. They're brushing their teeth anyway. Why not get involved and actually turn something that they do anyway This doesn't force them to do anything above and beyond what they're doing. All it's doing is
how do they prove they're brushing their teeth?
In the example that I saw, it was literally, or not the example, but the video that I saw, he was literally describing a Wi-Fi enabled toothbrush.
Okay, well, see, like I don't need to grant that kind of access to people.
No, of course not. And nobody wants, and you don't need to tell everybody where you are. Nobody needs to, if you would have said 3 years ago, if you would have tried, and maybe even 2 years ago, if you would have described location-based social networking, I would almost guarantee you that 95% of people would say, no way, there's no way I would want everyone to know where I am at any given time. Of course I wouldn't want, then they'll be able to stalk me. They'll be able to rob my house. 99.9% of people would have said that in concept, Foursquare or Gowalla or any of these would have failed miserably because there was no precedent at the time. Twitter should have failed based upon what the perceptions were in 2005. And in my opinion, this whole idea of point-based, gaming-based lifestyles should fail. And I agree with you. It should fail. It should not exist in 2012. And that's why I believe that it will exist by 2011 or 2012. Because everything that's supposed to have failed has thrived and has exploded. And all you need is to reach a certain tipping point with any piece of technology. Any piece of social technology that shouldn't work has worked. As a result of people...
JD is on a tear tonight.
What do you mean? This is how.
No, you are. It's like.
This is just me. This is
for
just
some
me.
reason I just don't. I can understand why Twitter works because people connect with each other. How do you connect with each other with the Wi-Fi toothbrush? My question though is how does Wi-Fi toothbrush connect people?
It's the overall thing of saying you're motivating people to engage in a brand by giving them achievements, giving them rewards for doing things. It's the same thing you see when you're playing a video game online, whether it be an online game such as World of Warcraft or Farmville. People play those games to get the achievements, to feel rewarded, and they want that.
We have become a nation of rats in a maze.
We want instant. We want gratification.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, that's what the comments on our social networks when it comes to businesses. When we comment on their pages or their channels, we want them to reward us by responding to us using our
exactly.
Names. So
now, what if your rewards could be? Let me paint a.
That's kind of what I'm getting to. Is that basically it's going to move to the next level where we're going to allow that access because in order for us to continue on with social media futuristically, we're going to get smaller, and so we're going to allow that access. And as you can see, just like JD said, I mean, if you thought about location-based just a few years ago, I mean, would we? Probably not, if we had the choice. But now that we're in this position, it's like, yeah, why not?
I've still not geotagged a single thing. I've never done it, period.
I haven't
I've never
either,
geotagged.
On Twitter, same here.
I'm obsessed.
I do use Foursquare, but I will not geotag, and I will not also.
Oh, I had that tagged for a while, and I took it off. Yeah.
I need to find my phone. I forgot I haven't told everybody I'm home yet. Somebody might try to rob me while I'm here. Dang it!
That would actually be awesome.
Before we move on,
live on the air, like this window right here. Somebody's got to start climbing through. Okay, everybody, Rucker's out of the house.
He left the lights on. What?
Guys, I just want to, before we move on, one other thing related to achievements, and we're talking about geotagging here. Foursquare gives you these badges in Facebook Places. There's nothing you get out of that badge-wise or anything. And
I hope social media expands into education so we don't get this stupid. Jeez, we're dumb.
Have you seen Wall-E?
Yes. And I worry.
Yeah. I do too.
Seriously worried. If we're doing Wi-Fi toothbrushes, then I am worried. If that's the future, holy crap.
I could never imagine myself utilizing this technology, this gamevertising style. I could never imagine a world where people and entire families are able to basically get ratings based upon what they're doing. Where you can go off to college and get a call from your mom and saying, "Hey, I saw that you only have 50 toothbrush points this week. What's going on there? Teeth are very important. You don't want to end up like your grandpa Billy, who blah blah blah." But that's the case.
Grandpa Billy is asking people to just pull the plug. Please stop.
I know that this sounds simple though, but I mean, when we first came out with video camcorders, we used it to videotape memories. Did we ever think there was going to be a time where people would actually sit in front of a video camera and just talk to it and then post it on the internet? I mean, that's how we've advanced. Peter,
I'm sure somebody did.
Again.
I'm sure somebody did. When I got my first camcorder, the very first thing I did was it was literally not what Jason is doing, but I literally started making like stop motion sketches. That was what I did.
Oh, I wish I would have been good enough to do that. I love those.
No, they weren't good. That's what I was doing.
But I would have at least wanted to try.
I was always trying to, like, I think with anything, you're trying to figure out things to do with it that it's not advertised to do, basically, no matter what. Like a VCR, for instance, I bought 2 of them, hooked them together to edit things. They're not advertised to do that, but that's just what I did with them because I needed to figure out a cheap way of editing things.
Oh, absolutely. And I buy hamburger meat to throw at people, but
I was
see that in the ads.
I am so glad that you were just throwing it at people,
and then throw it on the grill.
No, it's I don't even.
I was worried without going, honestly.
Let me just say that I get points.
Start at.
I get points.
Get points for throwing hamburger meat at passersby.
And I get apple pie, but you know.
How did this conversation? I don't even. I
don't know.
have no idea what's going on.
It's the Louis effect. Notice Louis not saying anything. He's actually guiding our conversations mentally, and this is what's happened. I really wish. As a matter of fact, I'm going right now. I'm going right now to Facebook, and I'm going to block Louis, and I'm going to block Mark Zuckerberg on Facebook. Right? Oh wait.
Uh-oh, you can't.
We're not even friends, probably, so. No.
Yeah.
I was going to say, that was one of the first things that, I tried to do, and it's not advertised, is block Mark Zuckerberg. But you can't. He's the only friend on Facebook that you cannot block for whatever reason. It just comes up and says, block failed. So,
you know what? Like, you run the site, I guess it's,
He's creepy. He's a creeper.
Oh, yeah.
He's the Tom of Facebook there.
He's the kind of guy, like, after a late night of drinking, would just be like, yeah, I'll walk you home. Come on, come back, And then, he's that type
did you just fall on me?
Oh, God. Here, take this pill. It's Advil.
So we've called Pete Cashmore, Commodus from Gladiator.
Tries to bang his sister.
Who tries to have sex with his sister. We've called Mark Zuckerberg, the youngest billionaire of all time, somebody who's into date rape. This is a show for the ages.
I mean, look at him. Either him or the representation of him in the movie. Either of them, they look like date rapists.
I think the board needs to acknowledge what I've done.
Hey, Ergo.
Yes.
Ergo, put up that photo I showed you of Zuckerberg.
No, don't.
My eyes! My eyes!
No, the one on his fan page, his webcam video.
It's this one, right? Or similar to it, at least.
No, it's not. Nothing like that.
All right. I'll go find it. You keep talking.
Here, I'll post the link.
Okay.
You talk, I'll find it.
There, it's in the.
All right.
Says the guy with the lollipop. Check out this link.
Check it out.
Just like Kojak.
Open this.
There you go.
I shaved my mustache.
Look at Zuckerberg now. Doesn't he just?
The man's still white though.
It's only a mother could love.
Oh. All right. Yeah, I can see the creeper.
No, do you know what? He actually looks like a vampire.
Well, he sort of has not even a vampire. It's almost. Yeah, it's like
Limp Bizkit guitarist eyes.
Oh, yes. I agree, Louis.
Limp Bizkit guitar. That's awesome.
He doesn't have the pupils or whatever it's called in there.
Yeah, and he's got fangs going on.
Yes, he does right there.
Oh boy, this is bad.
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying.
If they weren't getting sued right now, we would probably be getting sued by Facebook as we speak.
You'd have to call this Social Blade Book to get sued by them.
Something like that, yeah.
He's going to stick his social fangs into us. So yes, so Mark Zuckerberg, try to unfollow him, try to block him. Not going to happen.
Your friends
But
for
luckily,
life.
hopefully there's going to be an alternative.
Yeah, we actually talked
Exactly.
about this in May when they first started talking about diaspora, and I'm hoping that I'm saying that correctly, although I don't know how popular this name's going to be. This is going to be your alternative to Facebook. Their tagline is "You own you. Own your social graph with free software." So diaspora is going to be your alternative come September 15th. So literally only 2 weeks away before you can have an alternative to Facebook. Do you think many people are going to try this? Do you think this is going to go anywhere?
Nope. No. Absolutely not. No. They used free in the tagline. That's a bad sign.
That's a bad selling point.
Oh, damn it! I can't pay for it. It must suck.
No. Facebook is free. You just don't. They don't have to tell you it's free, so it's therefore better.
Makes you think cheap.
Yes, free makes you think cheap. Exactly.
Like sometimes
or
when
spam.
you think, like free oil change. Sometimes when you see like free oil change, you're like, well, that's probably
$149.
Yeah, but to counteract that, if it didn't say free, probably a lot of people would question, is it free?
Yeah, but what type of people do you want to show up and you get free stuff? They're the type of people that don't pay for anything else.
Well, it's the same type of people that use Facebook.
No, what I'm saying is when you use the word free, forget it.
I hope.
I'm with Jeff.
Yeah.
No, to your point, I'm just trying to counteract it because if they didn't say free, a lot of people would question it. They would be like, okay, this isn't going to be free.
But then a lot of people would be stupid because what social network is going to charge you to use it?
Academy.
Academy.
I'm just saying. I actually know like the Mark Zuckerberg of Academy, and it's like, yeah, we charge people. It's like, how do you get away with it?
He's ashamed of this.
He's like, yeah, he is. He's like, yeah. I mean, I was like, don't they know that they can do, do things? He's like, well, it's not that Academy's not, or Facebook's not that big yet over in England, and that's where we really focus on. I'm like, so are they just dumb? Do they just not get it? He's like, I don't know, man.
But they've got bad teeth.
They're the ones that need those toothbrushes.
Exactly.
Yeah, they need the Wi-Fi toothbrush.
And
they can be spied on by their government.
They can buy their points.
Patriot Act doesn't extend to Wi-Fi toothbrushes.
I personally hope the diaspora.
It will.
I personally hope the diaspora is at least somewhat successful. Just because of the anything. And don't get me wrong, I use Facebook. I think Facebook is an excellent business tool based upon sheer mass. The concept and the leadership behind Facebook is something that really just chase my khakis. So I won't. I would love.
I mean, keep in mind they raised over 190,000 more from crowdsourcing.
Oh no! Hey, Zuckerberg is
their original goal. So I don't know. There might be
Zuckerberg contributed.
Part of that too was the timing of it. I mean, that they came out with that at like exactly the right moment.
Yeah.
Because there was another open source Facebook project that had been talked about a while before that, and sort of fell off because no one was contributing to it, and it was just this guy doing it in his spare time. And then he tried to raise some funds after Diaspora raised so much money, and he didn't get nearly as much as Diaspora because at that point, like, everybody was interested in like some other sparkly thing that came up in front of their face.
Yeah, here's the thing. How can you be successful if, one person's calling your site Diaspora and the other person's calling it Diaspora? I mean, right there, you got a name problem.
Yes, there's a name problem. But, the thing is Amy, you're completely right. I do think, though, that there's still some people out there that are, like, way concerned about their privacy and would opt in and opt out of Facebook using this. We'll see going forward on September 15th.
September 15th. That is the day.
Mark your calendar.
They should change their name to Diaspora Book.
Yes.
Well, the word is actually diaspora.
Bookface. Bookworm. Bookworm book.
Tag me on my face.
Or Mark Zuckerberg backwards. Whatever that would spell.
Oh boy. So
spell Satan.
if they are successful, they'll be able to. if diaspora is successful, they can move up to they can move up in the ranks. They can move past Twitter, MSN, Blogger, Wikipedia, some other site that I don't know how to pronounce, Live.com, and even Yahoo. Yahoo is now the 4th most visited site on the internet. It used to be 3rd, but it was bypassed by a smaller site known by the term YouTube, and not YouTube. It's not it's diaspora, and it's YouTube. That is the number
YouTube book, actually.
YouTube book.
YouTube book, exactly.
Twitter.
FaceTube.
Diaspora tube.
FaceTube bookter.
Booktube. And we have a special guest here, and Ergo has brought to us this wonderful special guest, Peter, who's actually here's a man that makes about $1 billion a year off of YouTube.
Yes. 2 billion. You grossly underestimated by about $1 billion.
Tomato. All I got to say is, Ergo, thank you for bringing Peter Coffin to the show. Ergo, take me away.
Yeah. As you've introduced here already, Peter Coffin is... maybe he hasn't made this list yet of the top 10 people making 100,000 or more on YouTube. But Peter,
but I guarantee most of them are making more than that.
But Peter's definitely a prominent YouTuber here with currently 185,000 subscribers on YouTube. But
that gradually show that that's worthless.
Yeah, but one of the things before we get into just what you do specifically, Peter, we did want to talk about this article here that was going around this week here, because you had a lot of good things to say about it. But it was meet the YouTube stars making $100,000 plus per year, and this list was supposedly generated, TubeMogul, a video monitoring company that does a whole bunch of tracking on statistics and whatnot, came up with the study and based it off of basically how many impressions that all of these video curators come up with. And in doing some math as what they thought click-through rates were and whatnot to come up with these numbers here. And I guess you want to tell us your thoughts here on the accuracy of the list first off?
Well, first off, you have to start with the real numbers to do the math right. You actually have to have the amount of impressions that these people actually have. That's the first big flaw. The second big flaw is they didn't include any sponsored videos. They didn't include any pre-rolls, and they also I think they were going on an average CPM of about $1, which is a cost per 1,000 impressions of an ad, which is, I'm guessing, for somebody who guarantees like several million hits every time they put something up, probably a little bit higher than that, because that's what I make, and I get like 10,000 hits a video. I have to imagine the guaranteed amount of traffic is worth more per X amount of people than, say, if you put an ad on my video, which is not worth much. Anyway,
can we put an ad on your video?
Anybody can.
For Social Blade?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yep, you just got to go through Google.
Like if we're going directly, I'm gonna go to salesperson mode here. No.
So what was it? It was $1 for 1,000 or something like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I get a roughly. I mean, sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, but it's not much more and it's not much less. Well, sometimes it's much less, but
we are budget limited sometimes. But I do have a nice supply of Wi-Fi enabled toothbrushes that we can send.
Excellent. That's what I need mainly.
We could sell you Ergo. Would you? No.
Get the first dig every time. Oh wait, digs are useful.
Oh no.
Oh, I get it. That was like a double pump.
Oh no, you didn't.
That was good. Now, though, Peter, I was watching. You did a show of your own on this, and you had some really good insight. I thought on.
I was a lot more impassioned than it's late right now.
but in general, though, you were saying that first off, the list isn't accurate, whatever. And I guess there needs to be at least, maybe not what every single person is making, but in general, we need to know sort of a little bit accurately what YouTubers are making. Well, here you tell us. You stated it really well earlier.
Yeah. Well, if the top 10 people on YouTube, which as we've stated is inaccurate, if the top 10 people on YouTube are making roughly $100,000, that means there's $1 million being generated a year on YouTube, and that's bad for YouTube because that's not true. If we have a low estimate like this as to what YouTube brings in, that makes YouTube worth that low estimate because that's the public perception of it. Our big problem is, forgive me, I just screwed up. What was the question again? That's what happens when you don't drink coffee at night.
In general, why we should have an accurate picture of what...
Oh, we should have an accurate picture because we want ad rates to go up on YouTube. We want to be able to have this be a legitimate medium. We want to have it be a business that is not looked at as a hobby or as cats falling off of dressers. Or...
But those are funny.
They're great, don't get me wrong. I love me some cats falling off dressers. But they don't garner the same type of ad rate as a built-in audience. A built-in audience, if you look on a television CPM as compared to my CPM, let's say a television show gets viewed 10,000 times, they literally probably make about 25 to 30 times as much as I make. And that's dumb. Because it's not interactive, it's not engaging, it's not bringing in, it's not making the person think, it's not making them attach themselves in any way, it's just hitting them with numbers. If you hit them enough times with your message, they assume that the message is going to work. And it worked in previous times because, quite frankly, that's just how it was. They weren't jaded yet. Now people are jaded on. I do not watch commercials when I watch television. I leave and go to the kitchen and I pick up a snack or a drink, or I mute it, or I do anything other than watch commercials.
Or if you have a DVR, just fast forward right through it.
Yes, yes, exactly. I don't have a DVR, but I'm sure that's what people do because that's what it seems like you would do if you had a DVR. I don't watch enough TV to be concerned with DVRs, but the point is. The point is, the amount of money being spent on YouTube advertising is so low compared to television advertising. And for all intents and purposes, it should be a lot closer, if at very least equal. Because when you're watching, like, your favorite YouTube person, they are talking to you most of the time. I mean, there's sketch humor. I do sketch humor. I do song parodies and stuff. But I've added vlogs at the end for this additional human element that people are seeking. It's the same reason that people like radio, which people seem to think that radio is a dead medium. That's incorrect. It's not a dead medium. It's just not getting the same type of money spent on it because people don't think that people think numbers are more important than interaction, and it is definitely not that way.
Yeah, no, I just bring up radio specifically. I'm probably one of the most techie people, to use that word again on the show, that I know. And I still, when I'm in my car, more times I use just the general radio to put something on than plugging in my MP3 player.
Same here.
As do I.
I feel cut off from the world if I use my MP3 player too much.
Yeah.
I do too. I listen to music on the way home from work, but on the way to work, I listen to what's going on. And whether it's from people that I agree with or people that I disagree with, it doesn't matter. I'm engaged because let's say I disagree with them. I'm like, what are you, blah, blah, and then I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing and I crash into something and die. But the point is, I'm engaged.
How often do you die?
I die every single day. It's like that James Bond movie, Die Another Day. Quite literally like that movie. Anyway.
Is that the one where he's caught in the hotel room in like Beijing and then gets shot?
Probably. You only live twice, you know.
That one, I think that's the one where you only live twice.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me which one. I don't know why I had to bring James Bond into this. Just ruins everything. But my big point here is that if we're viewed inaccurately, if the amount of views is brought in, whether it's too high or too low, it doesn't matter. If it's inaccurate, it's going to bring an inaccurate amount of money into the picture, and thus far is very much so.
And it's actually kind of funny when you think about it here now. There's websites that list how much every single TV show makes, how much movies make in the box offices. Yes. You have accurate numbers for all these things. You could find out how much Steve Carell, for example, would make on The Office for each episode there. This all is public there, and why shouldn't these other forms of celebritydom be public as well, or at least,
like you said, it doesn't even have to be specific. It was just something that said the top 30 people on YouTube brought in $26 million this year or something like that. If that were indeed the case, that would make a much better case for advertising on YouTube than these guys make $100,000 a year. That means there's no money going into YouTube.
Right. Yeah. It also degrades the quality of the content there as well. If you think the TV show X they spend $1 billion, or advertising is $1 billion on it for whatever, $1 million probably more accurate, and then an equivalent person on YouTube or wherever makes probably not quite that much, but still around that, we'll say. And if you don't know that, you think it's not nearly as good content. And
definitely. Well, like for instance, a Shane Dawson. If you look at his videos come out this week, and by next week they have 2.2 million views. That's
a lot.
That's like
There's
more
TV
than
shows
most
out there that
television
don't get
shows.
that.
That's more than most of them.
Yeah.
NBC doesn't usually get that much.
No, NBC has to be watching Shane Dawson going, this kid in his bedroom.
That is a lot of Wi-Fi enabled toothbrushes, I can tell you that. Ooh. I'm sorry, go ahead. Gosh, everybody goes silent. I haven't said anything for 10 minutes, and I just totally broke up the momentum there.
Well, we expect you to direct us in a way only you can.
Well, here's my question. So I've got 85 subscribers on my YouTube channel. How long is it going to take me to make my first 100,000?
Dollars or subscribers?
No,
I haven't made $100,000 off of YouTube in 4 years. I've been on the site for 4 years, and I have, over the last 2 years, actually seen any sort of decent amount of money, and over the last 1 year, have seen less than last year.
Would you say that it's?
Hitting you hard, huh?
It is. It's awful. Us YouTube video makers.
The YouTube video makers.
Maybe we need a YouTube bailout. Sorry.
It's a great CPM drought of 2010.
Yeah.
So it actually started at the end of 2008. AdSense, anyway. I'm sure they're connected, right?
They are. Yes.
Yeah. December 2008 is when it started tanking.
So what is the future? I mean, if somebody really wants to go onto YouTube specifically for the with the desire of using it as a venue to make money, whether it's a full-time income, a part-time income, something that they can really just something substantial. I'm not talking about $100 a year. I'm talking about where they actually have true income coming in from YouTube as a result of YouTube. What would somebody have to do? I mean, what would you suggest?
Something original.
Bingo. Also, you can't go in expecting money because people can sense that, and people do not like that. People get very angry with people who obviously are attempting to just get money. Like, even me, like, I am obviously not, I didn't come into this for the money because when I started a YouTube account, there wasn't the partner program. It didn't exist. It was something, like, fun to do. That being said, I certainly like the money aspect at this point. But if you go in with the expectation of making money, you're going to be A, disappointed, and B, probably chided because they can detect it very easily somehow. If
you could give, let's say, if you could go back, let's say 2 years, and change things, is there anything that you would do differently a couple years ago to prepare for this drought, this change, or would it all just still be the same and you're exactly happy where you are now?
I am not happy where I am now. Must get more. I would have taken Facebook a lot more seriously, and I would have taken Twitter a lot more seriously in its infancy. If you have that, you have a much more successful YouTube. Like, it's all connected in every single possible way you can imagine. It's Facebook, it's Twitter, it's all. If you have a Facebook presence, like for instance, look at the Annoying Orange. The Annoying Orange became very big, very fast because of Dane Bow's presence on Facebook. He was able to direct, like, the Facebook account for the Annoying Orange, the page, has 3 million likes. That's more than subscribers it has on YouTube. Because he's so savvy with that stuff, it sends so much traffic to YouTube, it makes his videos chart on YouTube and generates more subscribers there. And they sort of, it works one way and the other. If you have more on Facebook, your ratings on, they're not your ratings, but your numbers on Facebook go up. You expand there. More people click like. Your page goes out into more feeds. The things that you do are seen by more people. And it just goes back and forth. And I wish I had started that 2 years ago instead of maybe 5 or 6. I only recently, 5 or 6 months ago, started putting blogs at the end with calls to action and asking for ratings or asking that you share it with friends or yada yada, because people obviously do more when you ask them to do it than not. And that's what I would change. That's other than content wise, I'd prefer to have been better 2 years ago, but strategy wise, I would have taken social media and I would have just immersed myself in it all the time.
We've had some pretty big videos here. I see also you got one that has 7.4 million views.
I do. That's insane to me. I really wish that it was still generating the kind of, like, I was literally for a lot of last year, like, off just that one video that was doing so much freaking, like, that video itself was generating thousands of dollars a month. And I really wish I could have that still, but now it's all of my videos generating a similar number, but not a number that I can say.
Yeah. Now,
legally.
Now, do you think that is because of just the economy or internet advertising or devaluation?
Well, first off, I think enough people have seen Twilight parodies. I think they're pretty burnt out on that. And second off, everybody's just burnt out on that whole thing, the whole idea of Twilight. That Vampire Suck movie's coming out.
Nobody is
interested.
That'll end
It's already out.
Yeah.
See,
yes.
That's how much attention I pay to anything involving Twilight anymore. I'm so annoyed by that entire phenomenon. I can't even parody it at this point. That's why it doesn't.
Members of my family did go to see it, and they did say that it was not good.
Which one, Vampire Suck or Twilight?
Yeah, Vampire Suck. Twilight, that's a general consensus.
Actually,
and I don't know if you were aware of this, but about 30 shows ago, we made a pact, and we actually made it a rule that the Twilight was not allowed to be mentioned ever again on Social Blade shows.
It's the T word.
I apologize.
Well,
but that's the video that got the 7 million views.
It
Now
can
you
be
will die.
invoked in the context of how awful it is, right?
Vampire Suck actually made their money back, though, on opening weekend.
Well, good for them.
They came in
I'm
number 2 in the
happy
box
for them.
office.
Was that a fart noise?
Yes, it was. It was an implication of sarcasm as well.
And those, it doesn't matter. Comedy doesn't change. Fart noises will always work. It's just that's the way of the world.
Yes, in fact, I've been trying to figure out ways to use fart noises more, but it's not easy to do, actually.
Well,
as much as you would
in.
think it'd be easy to do, you can't make videos based around fart noises and expect them to pop.
Yeah, but see, in the future, you'll actually get points for making fart noises. And you'll be able to apply these points to be able to buy.
My brother showed me the other
By
day. There's a
placement
guy who
on the Digg page.
his channel is nothing
Antacid.
but, there's a guy who has a channel that hits nothing but videos of him farting.
How
Nice.
come that's not?
Is it really? I really need to get like a URL to that because I would laugh at it for
my
an
brother showed me
entire
the other day. All he does is fart into the camera.
Wow. And I guarantee he's making.
He has
He's-
over 2,000 subscribers.
What is it? What is
He's
it?
gonna
Jeff?
have
Do
a
you know?
lot more by the end of the week. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, we find it.
If you give me the URL, because I am going, like, I'm going to watch it and I'm going to press like on every single video. I'm like, somebody did this finally.
Dude, it's
It's a service. It's a
was
service
so-
that we've been waiting for. We've wanted it for so long.
I'm excited at the prospect of a fart channel.
Hold on, I am finding it right now.
You don't
It's
need to find it. Aaron's already a subscriber. Aaron, what's the URL? No comment. Okay.
No comment.
Cat in a Tree C says fart for sub.
Fart for
Let's
sub.
take a look at it,
Fart
Ergo.
for sub.
I'm on my way right now.
I don't think that's the channel. I think she was just saying, there's
No,
sub for
it's
sub.
not it.
Oh.
Sub for sub on YouTube. It's a new thing. Fart for sub.
Nice.
Well, I really want to see that channel. I would.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
I think we need to create a fart for toothbrushes channel. Here's a little bit of irony on Digg.com. Currently, the top story on top news on Digg.com is Digg in the Future from Global Thoughts, which describes a basically a 17-year-old developed an algorithm that was able to predict the Digg front page with 63% accuracy.
That thing finally hit it, huh?
Yeah.
It did finally hit 2 days after the new Digg was made obsolete. So more funny, funny Digg. Hi, Kevin. Sorry, go ahead. That didn't sound like a fart.
That sounds like it hurts.
That sounds a
farting or
lot
is
like a fart. It sounds like somebody's trying to storm a castle.
Yeah. Sounds like Counter-Strike or something, not farting.
No, my husband's watching Valkyrie in the next room. Yeah, I didn't feel like watching because I was like, yeah, I know what happens.
Yeah, Tom Cruise loses the accent.
Yeah, he farts.
That's what happens. That's the point of the movie.
Oh, Hitler survives though.
Basically.
Spoiler alert, Hitler did not get assassinated by Tom Cruise during World War II, just a FYI.
Too bad.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
That would have been actually, they could have. We should probably make Valkyrie 2 the way it should have ended.
Yeah, but we need Tom Cruise.
Yeah, well, no, we could do it without Tom Cruise. We've got Jeff Kreider. Kreider can do a mean cruise. Jeff Cruise, we're going to start calling him going forward. Do we have any music that will help us to take us away? Do we have any farts? I guess so.
That was a fart. That was a terrible fart.
That was Johnny on the spot.
I'm not sure. This is what Katrina put in the room. Jeff, is this the one?
Hold on, I'm looking for
Oh.
I heard that.
No, that's not it.
No.
Yeah, that's the guy that goes and farts in front of people.
I like this one already.
There's two guys with fart channels?
Oh my gosh.
Blow them both up, man.
This just goes to show 3 years ago, if you would have said, no, I'm just kidding.
I thought I knew YouTube. I did. I really did.
No. YouTube is an untapped. YouTube will be number one someday. It will overcome Google and Facebook. It will be the place where people go because we love to watch other people doing crazy and wonderful things, such as farting on girls in the shopping center. That's something that you don't see every day, and you may not want to see it every day, but there are days where you really just want to see it, such as Digg Launch Day. So I want to thank. I do want to thank Peter. You have been excellent, wonderful, and your insights
very much.
Not just on YouTube, but just period. You're I'm definitely going to become a subscriber to your channel myself. Where can we find your channel?
It's youtube.com/Peter Coffin. Quite simple.
Peter Coffin.
Coffin like the box, like a casket.
Coffin like the casket. Yeah, so everybody go there, youtube.com/Peter Coffin. I'd also like to thank Louis Bauer for joining us tonight, talking about the new Digg and bringing up some tremendous information about some cool stuff. Louis, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And where are you? Like, I know that in the past you've been, we can find you at digg.com/Louis Bauer, but, we all know that may not be the case for much longer if Digg continues down the path. So what else do you do? Where else can we find you? What can we promote for you tonight?
My Twitter account.
Go to twitter.com/Louis Bauer. That's BAUR.
Thank you very much.
Follow him, tweet at him, send him fart videos, and he will tip a fart on your behalf, personally and on his own. Amy,
hold on, I think I have it. Hold on.
Before we get to Amy,
hold on.
Before we get to Amy, we may have some breaking farts.
Share the link, Jeff. Share the link.
Hold on.
Why don't you sign Amy off here?
Control C.
Breaking news on Breaking Wind. Amy, where can we find you when you are not guest hosting / guesting / looking for an alternative to Digg?
AmyVernon.net.
AmyVernon.net, and we won't ask why the .com is not hers.
No, it's I can't tell.
Very short subject.
A little too late.
Yeah, I know. I already brought it up. It's yeah.
It's all right. I'm still waiting for ergo.com. Also, I have to have ergo.org, Amy. So I feel your pain.
Well, Jenna Drucker has jdrucker.com, so I'm very, very displeased by that. But if you ever need to find like artwork about flowers, just go to jdrucker.com. So frustrating.
Well, if you want,
I need to find some artwork with flowers in it.
JD, if you want band-aids, you can go to ergo.com.
Hey,
that's what they
say.
Ergo.com. Hey, you can go to ohboy.com and order chocolate drinks from.
The really annoying thing is you can't get anything at AmyVernon.com. It's just some placeholder site.
Oh.
Because because that's such a desirable URL.
Yes. Well, I mean, who wouldn't? Anybody who loves bacon would want AmyVernon.com. I want to thank everyone who joined us tonight. I know we had a good audience tonight, very active, very engaging. Please come back. Subscribe to our show. This is my attempt to have a bumper at the end. You know what I mean, Peter? So
I do.
Gonna try that. So yeah, please subscribe to our show, subscribe to our channel, subscribe to make sure to like us, to love us, to upvote us, to dig us, to Reddit us, to stumble us, and all that good stuff. Or if you really want to, you can just go to twitter.com, facebook.com, or youtube.com. Throw Social Blade after the / mark at the end of the .com, and you will be able to follow us and our wild and wacky goings on during the week. You can also always see our show 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern on socialblade.com/show on Thursday nights. That's every Thursday, 7 p.m.
I know I'll be watching.
We need the watchers. We need people watching because, quite frankly, we don't make money off this stuff. This is really geared around making sure that we have the engagement and the proper entertainment value for our lovely and wonderful viewership.
He got his channel suspended.
Oh, gosh.
Farting is illegal on YouTube or something? What?
That sucks.
This week we might have gone after Digg, but next week we're going after YouTube. We will get Fartman reinstated, I guarantee you.
Here is the video that my brother showed me. I'm linking it into Skype for you, Ergo.
Got it.
For those who don't know, this is not our video channel. This is someone else's video channel.
It's that guy's show, but it's the first thing he talks about. If you play the audio.
What's happening, Forum? It's been a great week so far, but there's something I want you to look at. A user named Johnny sent me a video of someone on YouTube who makes video. You know what? Just watch.
Wow.
He just sits there and farts.
That's an announcer too. He's like, well, just take a look.
This is definitely not.
No, it's.
My gosh. Wow.
Yes.
I don't know how to. I've suddenly lost my ability and my desire to end the show. I'm
sounds like a legitimate news announcer.
we need to get this guy subscribed. Yeah, that's awful and awesome at the same time.
Our guest next week, the farter.
We will.
Yeah, get him.
We've got to get him on the air. Maybe we can do a live demo. We'll send him to Jeff's house. So, yeah, Jeff brought him. It's your fault. So yes, thank you for giving us that, Jeff. Thank your brother for exposing us and our audience to that. I don't know what we would have done without that. Now, if you do have an idea, if you would like to suggest a guest in the future, you can go straight to our blog. Make sure not to suggest the farting guy. But anyone else you want to suggest, feel free to go there. You can also check out our past guests as well as read our social media, Social Blade style blog posts. One of the ones that we will be working on is taking the input from the previous show and discussing what I feel the new Digg needs to do to survive beyond 2010. That is upcoming forthwith. Now, if you do want to sign up for SMS alerts, you can do so. Just go to j.mp/subus. That's j.mp/subus, and you can follow get SMS alerts for Social Blade. You can also get SMS alerts for Ask Outcast Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can get alerts for Band on the Web Tuesdays at 10 p.m. Eastern, and as well as the Drill Down, which is Wednesday nights at 9:30 Eastern time. What a great show. Thank you all for being here. And remember that when it comes down to the bullets, when people start getting really upset, and when Mashable and all these places really just take over Digg, and Digg becomes that RSS feed that everyone is scared of, you know that you can come here and you can voice your opinions to us, and we will try our best to get the word out, because we are Social Blade.